Welcome back, everyone. As we continue our playthrough as the German Empire on Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, we're diving right back into battle with our nemesis, the Italians. This is a pretty big one in the Adriatic and Ionian Sea, April 1925. No battleships, but they do have a battle cruiser. So if we can knock that battle cruiser out and its big guns, then we just have to deal with a bunch of smaller vessels. So my strategy is going to be the same as it's been, which is take out the capital ships, take out that battle cruiser, those heavy cruisers, and then a few of the smaller ships if I can, and then get out of there if it feels like I'm going to get swarmed. So we've got one of our biggest battleships, the Jane Lu II. Kaiser Wilhelm II is a smaller one. Smaller, it's 34,000 tons. We've also got the Ed Boys and 5 of our destroyers. So let's see how this goes. Okay, we're making first contact here, and the Ed Boys is in the lead. They do still have some damage from a previous fight, so we want to be careful of that. I do want to see what we're seeing in the lead as well here. Looks like it is his battle cruiser, so we're going to get a first crack at taking him out right off the bat. And his battle cruiser is going after Ed Boys, so let's get some smoke going. Let's go ahead and start turning. I think we're already at the place where we can start throwing some torpedoes at him. At the very least is going to cause them to have to do some diversions while we start getting our battleships into range. They're still pretty far back. Kaiser Wilhelm, even though it's pretty small compared to the Jane Lu in terms of the tonnage, it still packs quite a punch. It's got 14-inch guns. Jane Lu's got 15s. So we've already unleashed what remaining torpedoes we had for the Ed Boys. And there are some other ships that are in this area, so yeah, we're just not going to get there with the first round of them. Oh, we did hit one of the smaller ships, one of his destroyers, or torpedo boats. Battlecruiser's already taken some decent damage. We've got more torpedoes coming this way now. A nice little spread of angles here. Alright, we already sank one of the destroyers. That's good. There's a torpedo hit, another one. Lepanto has already suffered significant damage. Only 2 full penetrations from 13-inch guns. Oh no, I'm sorry, I was looking at his armor. 15s and 14s have hit it. There's 2 torpedoes. Nice. Our secondary's getting the job done. Love it. Love to see it. Battleships still have a long way to go to get in close, but there we go. We took out the Lepanto. So we've got the battle cruiser. We've already taken out a couple of smaller ships. These guys being up close here are going to help us with spotting. So I'm going to start bringing them in a little closer. We're going to have to take this fleet back into port because we're running low on torpedoes across the board. In fact, a number of them are already out of torpedoes. So we don't want to go into future battles with ships that basically can't really do anything for us. Alright, now we're spotting a whole bunch of the secondaries, but we're going to have to use our guns, and we're getting low on ammo for the Ed Boys as well. Only 18 rounds of AP ammo left. So we're definitely low on supplies across the board. So it looks like they're running. They're trying to get out of here. They're all, I mean, look at the damage this guy has taken. It's all pretty surfacey, though, because he doesn't have a lot of structural damage. And my secondaries don't have torpedoes in abundance to be able to go after some of these ships. So it may be a situation where we're probably just going to have to accept they're going to get away. But we did take out the battle cruiser. Okay, so we got the battle cruiser. We did some damage to one of the heavy cruisers. We sank a light cruiser and a destroyer. So not as much as I would have liked, but we got the big boy. So that's the main thing. 1,600 losses. Another solid victory for our Navy. But we do need to go and find that Navy, send them back to port, which unfortunately means going all the way back up to the North Sea, because that's going to be or at least the English Channel. It's going to be my closest port that can handle a fleet of this size. This should be an interesting one. The Nassau, one of our bigger battleships, with 3 escort destroyers off the coast of West Africa, taking on some smaller ships from the Italians. This is a good chance for us to do some damage to one of his fleets that's patrolling an area looking for transports to sink. Okay, we've made contact, and we've already landed a few hits. I want to get these destroyers up a little closer in front, though, in their escort duties. Oh, we already sank one. Holy cow. Well, these are secondaries, so that makes sense. We're going to throw up a smoke screen here, which, of course, might also hurt my visibility. It just did, yeah. Now suddenly I can't see them. It's not necessarily the best thing. Maybe I should have just left it be. And we're going to slow these guys down. I'll probably go ahead and bring them around this way. And then we're just going to sit tight with the Nassau. We've got a lot of big guns on this thing. And once we start finding some targets, there we go. We'll start throwing heavy shells at them. In the meantime, these guys are going to help us scout. We did get some torpedoes in the water. A whole bunch of torpedoes. Which he's also doing. It's okay, we're going to avoid those. There's another ship down. Let's be careful here with our lead ship. That's, oh geez, I got to be careful too that I don't go into my own ship's torpedoes. Which I'm about to do. I'm about to get hit by some friendly fire here. Oh, yeah, it was a dud. Whew. That was not exactly the best way to maneuver there. Those two were not duds from the enemy. I got in way too close. 4 torpedoes. Oh boy. That's an older one. These are some of my older destroyers. The V1, V33, V29, yeah, I mean, just by those numbers you can tell they're older tech. I'm going to go ahead and put them on AI. Yeah, we're not even close in firing on the Cesare Rossaro. But I should be able to take these guys out. I don't like where the V1 is sitting at the moment. I'm going to change my target to this one here. We got a heavy cruiser in there. I don't think it was a heavy cruiser. I don't think he had any heavy cruisers in this fleet, did he? Yeah, I guess so. There's another one. Let's take that one out. Yeah, we're gonna lose these destroyers, but honestly, I was about to mothball or scrap them anyway. So we'll just go all Leroy Jenkins on these guys and just send them right in there. They can throw some torpedoes at the big ships, while Nassau sits out here and does its job. No, I want you firing on the big boy. We're about to lose the V1. Immaculate Conception, I believe, is what that says. Boom. Oh my goodness. Look at all that damage. Wow. Yeah, they're gone. Big time. I mean, I've got 18 14-inch barrels. That's just insanity. Especially firing on these smaller ships. Alright, they're going to finish off the V1 right here. V1 tried to turn, but it wasn't enough. And we're just going to finish off a few more ships. Oh, yeah, beautiful. Even at this angle, oh my gosh, look at all that. Oh, a full salvo from 18 14-inch barrels on a damaged light cruiser is just brutal. Here's our end result. We did lose 305 men on those 2 destroyers that were sunk, but we sank 9 of the enemy, 3 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, 2 destroyers, 2 torpedo boats. 1 destroyer got away. Surprisingly, the victory points are way closer than I expected them to be. I'm not sure why that is, given that I lost 2 destroyers. I don't know. Maybe it's because of percentage of my fleet. Seems a bit strange to me, but that's okay. So looking up here, Italy's got a fleet of 2 battleships, 4 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, and 4 destroyers sitting in the North Sea, and they're causing some problems for my transports in that area, so we're going to send a fleet up to deal with them. We do have some damage among the fleet that I sent that was down in the Mediterranean, so they're still getting some repairs. I'd like to send these guys up there, but they're actually still forming up. We do have another battleship here. I'm going to send them over to... Oh, it's not going to let me move the Vetten. That's interesting. Central African Republic has been conquered by the German Empire. That reminds me, we should take a look and see, oh, the United States gained Western Samoa. So they're expanding in the Pacific. They grabbed Hawaii as well. You can see how much of Africa now belongs to us. And we're currently invading 4 other territories in Africa. So we're very quickly gobbling up what Italy has. And it's going to leave just us and the British as far as what's left in Africa for the most part. Let's see how things are going in Europe, where we're invading southern France. We're at 62% of the way there. We've lost 49,000 men, which is more than the Italians actually have in their defending army at the moment. Our fleet in Le Havre is ready to go. They are fully stocked with ammo. Repairs are done. We're going to send them back to the Adriatic where they were before. It's a good spot for them. It's a significant size fleet, 2 battleships, a battle cruiser, a light cruiser, and a bunch of destroyers. And we are really, really close to our first really big boy coming out, the Hildebrand, 81,000 tons with 16-inch guns. 2 months away from commissioning. The next one, the Kaiser, is still 2 years away, and we're going to be building some more real soon, but I also want to get some more destroyers going. I want to take a look at the current situation in the world as far as the fleets go. Of course, we've got an active fleet of 142 ships. We're building 16, repairing 4 more, so that puts us at 162 when everything's repaired. 13 task forces. Total tonnage of 1.1 million tons. Italy is down to just 120 ships active. Remember, they were over 200. They have 32 in for repairs, 34 more being built, but only 676,000 tonnage in tonnage. The main thing here is just our economic advantage because of all the territory we control. But yearly naval budget of $71 billion, which is more than our army now. We have $32 billion in available naval funds. We have 55 provinces, 58 ports. How does that compare to Italy? 22 provinces, 30 ports. Yearly naval budget still pretty significant, but still only half of what ours is. Nobody's got anywhere close to what we have as far as that budget goes. On oil production, we are producing 11.5 million barrels per capita. Only the United States is anywhere close at 4 million. I don't think anybody else is even in the millions as far as... well, Japan's got 3.7 million barrels of oil, but nobody else is even close to that. France doesn't produce any oil at all. Time to build some new heavy cruisers. We've got this modern heavy cruiser hull, and 17,000 tons is our max displacement now. I don't think we're going to need something so big as the Uber funnel. Let's go mega funnel for now and see what that does for us once we get all the latest. We have oil too now. Some of this we might come back on, but I want to take a look for just a second at the, so at 30 knots, how are we doing? Oh, we're at 235 efficiency. That might change when we add some more things, but I feel like that's going to be more than enough. We might even reduce that funnel a little bit. 30 knots of speed, though, I like that a lot. We can go as far as 11-inch guns. These are Mark IVs. I don't think we need to go 4 barrels, though. I'd be pretty content with 3. Still going to be pretty significant. Might be too big, actually, now that I think about it a little bit. Put a couple of those up front, and you got a major 4-weight offset. I don't know. Okay, it's an unconventional ship, but I think it's going to work for us. We've got 2 triple 11.9-inch turrets up front. We've got some torpedo launchers in the back, 4 each, and those are 22-inch torpedoes, which is the newest that I've got available to me. We've got some 3-inch guns here. We've got some 4-inch guns there, a couple of 5s up there. None of them have fantastic sectors of fire, but it's about the best I can do. It's really difficult to squeeze in any secondaries on this thing. And then a big quad 8-inch on the back. So yeah, it's very unconventional. It's not necessarily pretty, but I think it's going to get the job done. It's going to be our first chance to see our 81,000-ton behemoth in battle, and she's going up against it. We've got 2 battleships, a battlecruiser, 2 light cruisers, and 2 destroyers. Let's see how Hildebrand does. Really like to have some escorts with me on this one. I don't like the idea of it just being us, but that's all right. We're going to see what this thing can do. We've got the 16-inch guns. We've got 8s. We've got 5s and 4s. Plenty of firepower on this thing. And we should be able to punch a hole in these ships pretty quickly with these 16s. So I'm going to get right in line here. I think we're pretty far away. Yeah, we're 14.5 kilometers away. It's going to take a while to reload. What is our reload time? These are Mark IIs. Listen to how that fired. Oh my gosh. That's fantastic. 99.5 seconds. That's not bad, really. We landed a couple of shots, but they were ricochets. We're a little far yet. Let's make sure that we're firing. We should be firing armor piercing at this. Maybe we want to fire high explosive and just start some fires for now. We're not even in range for the H yet. Ooh, those sounded like some big guns. We got to be careful here. We haven't tested this ship yet in battle, so hopefully we don't have any weaknesses or flaws that we're not aware of here. We'll see how the armor-piercing rounds do. We have 66% chance to hit, so we're definitely going to land some of these shells. Let's see what happens. Oh my gosh! Insta-kill! That was beautiful. That's what this ship was built to do. Insta-kill smaller ships. Even maybe some battleships and heavy cruisers. Actually, I think that was a heavy cruiser. You're next. You are next. As soon as we fire these 16, we'll start zeroing in. He's heading right towards the sinking. Oh, this is the battle cruiser. Yeah, we're definitely gonna. I mean, this thing probably doesn't have a lot of armor. We do have some fires going on the Hildebrand, but I'm not too worried about that. Alright, here come our first 16-inch shells. Might not hit the first time. That was really just kind of getting the range and the aim. Now we're at 39%, so when the next ones go... Oh, wow! A flash fire! How did that happen? Just as I was going away. Oh my gosh. The whole front of his ship just went up in flames. I don't even remember hitting him. And until we identify the ship, we're not going to be able to see what that was that hit. Let's see. 8-inch? I think it was an 8-inch. Wow. That battlecruiser's made of paper, man. We are up to pretty close range now. 4 kilometers away. Oh, he is firing his big guns, though, and I don't like it when he's this close. He could do some damage to us. Or not. We are taking some structural damage, so we're going to have to put him for repair, so I'm not crazy about that. But here comes his death right here. I mean, these 16s are just going to level this ship. It's a battleship, not a battlecruiser. Here they come. Bye-bye. Even at this angle, he's toast. That is all she wrote. A lot of fires going here. We are getting a little close for comfort on these other ones. I'm going to get my secondaries firing on the smaller ships. Oh yeah, he's gone now. Oh wow, that's a big spread of torpedoes. Let's pause for a second. I think my best bet is probably to go straight and increase my speed. If I try to maneuver, it's just going to be worse. Alright, now we'll start turning. We'll try to swing our stern away. We might get hit by one, but I've got anti-torpedo. We got hit by 2 of them. Didn't do much damage, though. Alright, here come more torpedoes, so we're going to go ahead and keep swinging around. He closed that distance a lot faster than I expected him to. Oh, wow, yeah, we just... Of course, we don't turn real fast. Oh, here comes some more torpedoes. Alright, we're going to keep going that way since we're already going that way. And there's some torpedoes coming in over here, too. I don't have the highest level of anti-torpedo defense, but it's enough that you can see these torpedoes are not causing much damage. Because we've got that torpedo. There's like a bulge under the ship. It's like a protective layer around the hull that these anti-torpedo systems have to protect against something like this. Now, in this close range, I'm wishing I had torpedoes. Because it's taken me a while to swing these turrets around. And at the speed that he's going, by the time we swing around to get into position, he's going to be even further away. But I think if we can get a salvo of 16-inch shells on this battlecruiser, he'll be toast. Oh, even our 8s. Yeah, that's lovely. We're still waiting for the turrets to swing around. That's a big, big change for us. I do not like being this close. Oh, now he's swinging around. It's going to make my job a little easier. Alright, here come the 16s. At least the forward ones. I got a lot of fire. I'm not too worried about that. We are taking more damage than I'd like, though. Still just the 8s firing. And now we're going to be behind this sinking battleship. I guess they're waiting for the other turret before they fire. In the meantime, it's just my 8s doing some significant damage to his battlecruiser. As soon as these 16s get going, that's going to be all she wrote. I'm going to switch over to auto, though. There we go. Bye-bye. Oh, that's great. Here comes a torpedo whizzing by us. Alright, we just got a couple light cruisers and destroyers now. We do have to be careful. Careful of their torpedoes. Alright, the rest of those guys ran away, but we made quick work of the 3 capital ships that we dealt with. The others ran away. Good victory. But again, it goes to show you why even a ship like a monster 82,000 ton battleship needs additional help. I probably wouldn't have taken that much damage if we had some screens and even some cruisers with us. So we need to get this ship back into port, get those repairs done, and build a fleet, a task force around it. Well then, we've got Super Battleship 1 and 2 available to us. How big can we go now? Let's go ahead and take a look. In the meantime, we continue our offensives in Africa. We're going for Sudan and South Sudan now. That's going to leave very little territory left for the Italians. How's southern France going? 87%. We're a couple months away, I think, from conquering southern France. He's only got 37,000 defending against an army force of 155,000. Okay, Super Battleship's allowed to go up to 130,000 tons. It'll probably take like 3 years to build it, is the problem. It actually says 20 months, although we haven't added anything to it yet. So if we start putting something together, let's see what we can come up with right now. Okay, here is our $10.5 billion, 130,000 ton behemoth. And it's not only got a decent amount of armor on it, and a decent amount of speed for a battleship, 25 knots, but it is decked out when it comes to literally decked out with armaments. We've got four quads, basically, of 16.9 inch. So we've got 16 barrels, 16.9 inch. We've got 6 barrels of 14.9 inch up here on the side. So we've got a lot of firepower up front there. We've got 16 barrels of 8-inch guns. We've got 30 barrels of 5-inch guns and 18 barrels of 4-inch guns. Nice thing about this big ship and the towers that we have with it is that it allows for us to put a lot of secondaries even up here high. So it gives us a lot more firepower than we might otherwise have. It'd be interesting to see how that one performs. It is going to take 39 months to build. I expected 3 to 4 years. That's exactly where it's going to be, which of course means by the time it rolls out, it'll be old technology, but what are you going to do about it? There we go. Southern France of Italy. Yes, that's because Italy controls it. Has been conquered by the German Empire. Casualties are 80,000, but there we go. That's a big part of the goals that we were after in fighting this war, was not only to reduce his navy, but to take some of this territory. I hope we can go after Western France now, and then maybe even some of Italy, but that means keeping this war going, and sometimes that's not in our control. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, I'm queuing up some new submarines. We're going to build some ocean-going submarine 2s, so those are going to give us a little bit more range as far as that goes. Almost 18,000 kilometers of range. So hopefully those can start making a difference. We might start phasing out some of these older ones, 10 years old at this point. Oh, here we go. Now that we've taken southern France, we're going for northwest Italy, baby. 136,000 invading. He's got a defensive force of 500,000, so we're going to see if our army gets built up a little more than that. I am sending a pretty big task force into the eastern Mediterranean for the first time, and we'll continue to build up our fleet and see what else we can do. Let's take a look at research for a minute, see if there's anything else major coming about. We did just develop double hulls for submarines. Shells. We're about to get advanced naval shells. How about explosives? We're about to get mine detonators 5. Our mines have been wreaking havoc on the Italian Navy every turn. I don't show it to you every time, but every turn there's 14 or 20 ships that have at least 5 to 10% damage from mines. Hull construction. Arc welding. That'll be a big deal. Boilers. We're about to get balanced draft boilers and nothing else immediate on the horizon. In terms of finances, it looks like we do have about nearly 100,000 in shipbuilding capacity available, which is good because I think it's time for us to start queuing up one of the big boys, the Thuringen. Let's go ahead and start building that. It's going to put us a little over our hull max, but our shipbuilding max. But with the ships that we're currently repairing, including 2 battleships and a cruiser, that's going to free up a lot of that space, and I think we'll be fine after a month. But we're going to wrap it up right there for this episode. We'll be back in the next couple of days with another one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.